My beloved child, listen with every breath you have left, because what you're about to hear will shake your heartbeat into a new rhythm. This story is not soft, not sweet, not decorated. It's raw. It's burning. It's the truth someone has been hiding so deeply that even their shadow refuses to admit it. Someone loves you, yes, deeply, madly, painfully, but there is one thing about you that troubles them so much that they've spent countless nights staring at the ceiling, questioning fate. Something huge is waiting for you. They never wanted to confess this fear, because loving you has become the most powerful and most dangerous thing they've ever experienced. And yet, every time they look at you, something in them cracks, not because you're wrong, but because you remind them of the very thing they once ran away from. Amen. Blessing 111. A new truth is unfolding right now, a truth that will force your audience to hold their breath until their lungs tighten. This isn't about beauty. This isn't about style. This isn't about what you wear or how you walk. No, this goes so much deeper. Your appearance carries a symbol, a shadow, a memory that hits this person like lightning. The way you smile, the way your eyes shift when you get lost in thought, the way your expression changes when you're hurt, it resembles someone from their past who destroyed them in ways they have never spoken out loud. Something huge is waiting for you. They love you, but every time they look at you, they're torn between who you are and who they once survived. They are afraid of losing you, but more afraid of losing themselves again. Amen. Blessing 222. Let this third revelation hit like a wave crashing through the heart. This person is not rejecting your appearance, they're terrified of how familiar it feels. Terrified because your presence is reopening a wound they thought had healed. Terrified because your face, your aura, your expressions awaken emotions they buried so deeply that even they don't know how to face them now. Something huge is waiting for you. And here comes the twist, your appearance isn't the problem. The real problem is how powerfully your appearance affects them. How much it pulls them in. How much it makes them surrender control. They are scared because loving you feels too real, too risky, too awakening. They don't want to confess this, but the truth is, you look like the future they thought they didn't deserve. Amen. Blessing 333. Beyond the veil of what you think you know, a deeper truth is rising, slow, heavy, impossible to ignore. This person who loves you, who watches you when you're not looking, who memorizes your smallest movements, they are fighting a war inside their mind every time your presence fills the room. Something huge is waiting for you. They don't dislike your appearance, no, that's not it at all. The real problem is that your appearance exposes their weakness. You remind them of the love they always prayed for but never believed they could handle. And that scares them more than heartbreak ever did. They never wanted to fall again, never wanted to open their heart again, never wanted to feel this much again, but your face, your voice, your vibe, your entire energy is pulling them into a destiny they aren't ready to accept. Amen. Blessing 444. Share if this touched your soul. Let this next truth shake the silence they hide behind, because the universe has been watching them run from their own feelings. They look at you and see someone powerful enough to rewrite everything they thought they understood about love. They see someone who could destroy their old beliefs, reshape their broken pieces, and force them to rebuild themselves. Something huge is waiting for you. The serious problem they have with your appearance isn't about insecurity, it's about recognition. Your face carries the echo of the version of themselves they are terrified to become: healed, open, vulnerable, honest. And every time they see you, they feel the pressure of transformation. They fear that loving you will require a level of truth they have never shown anyone. Amen. Blessing 555. Now listen closely, because the revelation you're about to hear will twist the entire story, making everything you believed until this moment feel incomplete. They don't struggle with how you look. They struggle with how much they see themselves in your eyes. They see their strength. They see their pain. They see their unspoken dreams. They see their unhealed wounds. Something huge is waiting for you. Your appearance triggers emotions buried for years, emotions they avoided, escaped, denied. But here you are, standing in front of them like a living mirror, forcing them to confront everything they hid from the world. They love you not despite your appearance, but because of what it awakens in them. And that truth is the one thing they never wanted to confess. Amen. Blessing 666. In this moment of unfolding truth, the universe is placing a spotlight on the one emotion they can't outrun anymore. This person who loves you, quietly, intensely, helplessly, has been carrying a secret fear that grows stronger every time they look at you. Something huge is waiting for you. They're not scared of your appearance. They're scared of what it does to them. They lose control. Their heart speeds up. Their mind starts creating futures they promised themselves they would never imagine again. Your presence breaks their defenses with such force that they feel naked, exposed, and vulnerable in a way they haven't felt in years. And the worst part? They don't know whether to run from you or run toward you. Amen. Blessing 777. Now the hidden layer of their fear begins to surface, piece by piece, like a truth trying to claw its way out of their chest. When they see you, your face, your eyes, the way you hold your emotions, they feel something they have been avoiding all their life: destiny. Something huge is waiting for you. You look like the person their soul recognizes, even if their mind resists. And that recognition is what scares them. They've loved before, but never like this. They've cared before, but never this deeply. They've wanted before, but never with this much fear of losing. Your appearance isn't the issue, it's the attachment it triggers. The attachment they can't control. The attachment they didn't plan. The attachment they can't escape. Amen. Blessing 888. And now comes the revelation that will flip everything, forcing you, and them, to see the truth without filters. They have a serious problem with your appearance because every time they look at you, their heart tells them, this is the one. But their past whispers, don't trust it. Something huge is waiting for you. You represent a future they secretly crave but publicly deny. You represent a love they want but pretend they don't deserve. And here is the twist: the more they try to distance themselves, the more your appearance haunts them. Your face in their mind, your voice in their memory, your smile in their dreams. Their fear isn't rejection, their fear is surrender. And they are one heartbeat away from giving in completely. Amen. Blessing 999. From the shadows of their unspoken fear, a new truth is rising, one they can't bury anymore no matter how tightly they hold on to their pride. This person loves you so intensely that it shakes the very structure of their identity. But your appearance forces them to confront something they've avoided for years, their own vulnerability. Something huge is waiting for you. Every time they look at you, they're reminded of the version of themselves they are scared to become: soft, open, honest, emotionally naked. They've spent years building walls, but your presence cracks them effortlessly. You don't even try, yet you break through everything they hide behind. Amen. Blessing 1010. As you hear this next revelation, remember that destiny always exposes what fear tries to bury. The real problem they have with your appearance? It's not about how you look, it's about the power your look carries. Something huge is waiting for you. Your face calms them and destroys them at the same time. Your eyes remind them of promises they never fulfilled. Your smile pulls them toward a future their fears can't survive. They don't just see you, they feel you. And that intensity terrifies them because it means they are no longer in control. They've been telling themselves they can walk away anytime, but deep down, they know they can't. Amen. Blessing 1111. Now comes the twist that will leave your audience frozen, because what they fear most isn't your appearance, it's their reaction to it. Something huge is waiting for you. When they look at you, they see possibility. They see healing. They see a life that demands courage, truth, and emotional responsibility. They see someone worth changing for. And that scares them because change is the one thing they've resisted their entire life. You are the mirror that shows them what they could be, if they let themselves love you fully. Their serious problem with your appearance is simply this. You look like the person they prayed for, but never believed they would meet. And now that you're here, they don't know how to hold you without losing the old version of themselves. Amen. Blessing 1212. Behind every heartbeat they hide, a storm of truth is gathering, pulling them closer to a realization they can't escape anymore. This person who loves you, quietly, fiercely, stubbornly, has reached a point where your appearance no longer scares them, it exposes them. Something huge is waiting for you. Every time they see you, they feel their own soul calling out, asking why they're resisting the very thing that feels like home. They look at your face and feel a mixture of longing and fear, desire and hesitation, hope and disbelief. Your appearance doesn't threaten them because it's flawed, no. It threatens them because it's perfect for the version of them they're afraid to embrace. Amen. Blessing 1313. Now listen to this truth that cuts deeper than confession, because destiny doesn't whisper when it wants to be heard. They've spent their whole life hiding the most fragile parts of themselves, thinking no one would ever understand. But then you walked in, and suddenly those hidden pieces started waking up. Something huge is waiting for you. Your appearance, your expressions, your aura, it makes them feel seen. And being seen is terrifying for someone who has survived by being invisible. You don't judge them, you don't push them, you don't demand anything. Yet your presence alone forces them to confront the emotions they've avoided for years. They're not scared of how you look, they're scared of how deeply they want to be chosen by someone like you. Amen. Blessing 1414. And now comes the twist that pulls the entire story into sharp clarity, revealing the truth behind their so-called problem with your appearance. Something huge is waiting for you. When they look at you, they don't just see a face, they see a future. A future where they finally stop pretending. A future where they allow themselves to love without fear. A future where they actually believe they deserve happiness. That's the real issue. Your appearance matches the image of the life they never believed they were worthy of. And now they're wrestling with a silent question. If destiny brought me someone like this, am I ready to stop running? They love you, they want you, they need you, but they're terrified because you look like the beginning of everything they prayed for, and the end of everything that once protected them. Amen. Blessing 15:15. Inside the silence they pretend is strength, something inside them is breaking open, slowly, painfully, truthfully. This person who loves you has spent every day trying to hide the intensity of what they feel, but your appearance keeps shattering their armor. Something huge is waiting for you. They look at you and feel a force they can't name, a pull they can't resist, a connection they can't unsee. Your presence makes their heartbeat louder, their thoughts sharper, their defenses weaker. And deep down, they're terrified because they know, they've never reacted to anyone the way they react to you. Amen. Blessing 16:16. As the next layer of truth rises, understand that their fear has nothing to do with judgment, it's about emotional exposure. You don't just enter their eyes. You enter their memory, their dreams, their subconscious. Something huge is waiting for you. When they see you, they're reminded of the love they once lost, or the love they never received. You awaken a version of them they buried long ago, the soft, trusting, open-hearted version. And that version of them is still scared of being hurt. Your appearance doesn't bring discomfort, it brings resurrection. And resurrection is messy, overwhelming, uncontrollable. You make them feel alive again, and they don't know whether to welcome that feeling or run from it. Amen. Blessing 17:17. Now comes the twist your audience didn't see coming, a truth that snaps every assumption in half. Their serious problem with your appearance is this. You make them feel something they can't hide anymore. Something huge is waiting for you. When they look at you, they don't see flaws. They see their destiny staring right back. They see the person who could change their entire life. They see the risk of losing themselves, and the possibility of finding themselves again. Your appearance isn't a problem. It's the awakening they weren't ready for. They love you. They crave you. They fear you. Because you look like the one thing they thought they would never be brave enough to accept. A love that could finally rewrite their story. Amen. Blessing 18:18. Somewhere inside their trembling silence, a truth is rising so powerfully that even they can't push it down anymore. This person who loves you, so deeply it scares them, has reached a breaking point. Your appearance no longer just affects them, it unravels them. Something huge is waiting for you. Every time they look at you, they feel the past they escaped, the future they fear, and the truth they're avoiding colliding all at once. Your face, your expression, the way you carry yourself. It all pulls them into a place where they can't pretend anymore. They feel exposed, vulnerable, and dangerously honest. And for someone who has survived by hiding, your presence is both a blessing and a storm. Amen. Blessing 1919. Now hear this next revelation, because it cuts through every mask they wear. The real issue they have with your appearance isn't insecurity, it's recognition. Something huge is waiting for you. You resemble a dream they once buried. A dream of being loved in a way that feels pure, raw, unfiltered. The way your eyes express emotion reminds them of the innocence they lost. The way your smile softens a room brings back the hope they thought had died. And the way you simply exist forces them to confront parts of themselves they never healed. They look at you and feel a truth they cannot escape. You look like the love they don't know how to receive. And that truth alone overwhelms them because it means they must face the one battle they've avoided, the battle within themselves. Amen. Blessing 2020. And now comes the twist that shatters the surface of everything you thought you understood, revealing the most hidden layer of their fear. Something huge is waiting for you. They don't have a problem with your appearance. They have a problem with how deeply your appearance makes them want you. They want to love you without hesitation. They want to move closer without fear. They want to believe this time won't break them. But wanting you so intensely terrifies them because it means losing control. You are the one person who makes their heart forget every rule, every boundary, every wall they built to protect themselves. Your appearance doesn't scare them because it is familiar. It scares them because it feels destined. You look like the turning point of their life. The chapter they aren't sure they're ready to read, but can no longer avoid. And soon, they will have to choose between fear and the future your presence promises. Amen. Blessing 2121. Deep inside the emotions they've been running from, something is shifting, quietly, heavily, inevitably. This person who loves you with a force they can't understand has finally realized that their fear is no longer just fear, it's transformation. Something huge is waiting for you. Your appearance doesn't confuse them anymore, it awakens them. It forces them to feel what they tried to numb. It pushes them toward a version of themselves that is stronger, softer, and more honest. Every time they look at you, they feel their heart unlocking chambers they once sealed shut. And this awakening terrifies them because it means they can no longer hide behind the person they used to be. Amen. Blessing 2222. Now listen to this truth that's been trembling beneath their ribs, the truth they've been choking on every time they try to act unaffected. You don't just look familiar, you look important. Something huge is waiting for you. Your appearance carries a kind of emotional power they've never experienced, a power that breaks their caution, shakes their denial, and drags their soul into the light. They tell themselves they shouldn't look at you too long, shouldn't feel this deeply, shouldn't fall this hard, but the moment their eyes meet yours, every shouldn't collapses. What they fear most is how easily they imagine a life with you. How naturally your presence fits into the spaces of their heart that were once empty. They're not scared of your appearance, they're scared of how completely it pulls them in. Amen. Blessing 2323. And here comes the twist that flips their entire internal struggle into pure revelation, a truth they never wanted to face but can no longer escape. Something huge is waiting for you. The serious problem they have with your appearance is simply this. You look like the person who will change their life forever. You look like healing. You look like home. You look like the ending of their loneliness and the beginning of something real. And that level of truth shakes them to the core. Because loving you means risking everything. Their defenses, their fears, their past, their identity. But every time they look at you, they realize something even more powerful. They're already falling, deeper than they ever planned, faster than they can stop. And soon, they will have no choice but to step into the destiny your presence ignites. Amen. Blessing 24:24. Inside the truth they've tried to silence, a new realization is breaking through with the force of a confession they can no longer hide. This person loves you, more than logic allows, more than fear can control, but your appearance has become the one thing they cannot face without trembling inside. Something huge is waiting for you. When they look at you, they feel their entire emotional foundation shift. You don't just enter their eyes, you enter their deepest, most fragile memories. The way you move, the way you speak, the way your presence fills the space, it all pulls them into a future they never believed they deserved. And that is what terrifies them. Amen. Blessing 25:25. Listen closely now, because what surfaces next will change the meaning of everything they've felt until this moment. Your appearance doesn't remind them of someone else. It reminds them of who they become when they love someone fully. Something huge is waiting for you. They look at you and instantly feel protective. They feel responsible. They feel vulnerable, emotional, hopeful, all at once. Your presence triggers the version of them that loves too deeply, gives too much, and risks everything. This is a side of themselves they once vowed to never reveal again. The problem isn't how you look, it's how your look awakens parts of them they promised to bury forever. They fear losing control of their heart because around you, their heart doesn't listen. Amen. Blessing 26:26. And now comes the twist that will hit harder than anything before, the moment where every hidden emotion turns into pure revelation. Something huge is waiting for you. Your appearance carries a quiet truth they cannot deny anymore. You look like the person meant for them. Not the person they wanted temporarily. Not the person they imagined casually. But the person their soul recognizes, instantly, painfully, undeniably. You look like the love that rewrites their past, challenges their fears, and demands their honesty. And that truth scares them because it means destiny is already in motion. And they are losing the fight against what they feel for you. Your appearance isn't the problem. It's the prophecy their heart has no power to escape. Amen. Blessing 27:27. In the depth of everything they tried to bury, a final wave of truth is rising, louder, heavier, and more undeniable than anything that came before. This person who loves you has finally reached the edge of their emotional resistance. Something huge is waiting for you. Your appearance no longer just stirs their heart, it dismantles every lie they told themselves to stay safe. When they look at you now, they don't see fear, they see inevitability. Your face, your presence, your energy, it all wraps around a truth they can't escape. You are the one person who makes their soul feel understood. And for someone who hid their pain behind silence for years, that kind of understanding feels both terrifying and irresistible. Amen. Blessing 28:28. Now listen as the deepest confession unfolds, the one they've kept locked behind every hesitation, every avoidance, every incomplete sentence. Something huge is waiting for you. The real reason they have a problem with your appearance is because your appearance forces them to confront the one truth they've been running from. You make them feel seen in a way no one else ever has. Your eyes pierce through the walls they built. Your expression reads emotions they never verbalize. Your presence undoes their defenses before they can rebuild them. You don't just remind them of the past, you remind them of the future. A future where they can no longer pretend. A future where they must choose honesty over hiding. A future where your love might finally heal what they left unfinished. And healing, for them, has always been the scariest possibility. Amen. Blessing 29:29. Now comes the revelation that pulls the entire story into its final shape, the truth that transforms their fear into clarity. Something huge is waiting for you. Their serious issue with your appearance is this. You look like the ending of their loneliness. You look like the beginning of real love. You look like every prayer they never admitted they made. And that level of truth shakes their very identity. Because once they accept this, once they accept you, their life will never look the same again. They fear the change. They fear the intensity. They fear the surrender. But more than anything, they fear losing you if they wait too long. Your appearance doesn't bother them. Your appearance awakens them. You are the mirror of who they truly are. And the doorway to who they're meant to become. Amen. Blessing 30:30.